On the morning of June 28, 1914, the streets of Sarajevo were unusually tense. The city, then part of the vast Austro-Hungarian Empire, was preparing for the visit of an important guest, Archduke Franz Ferdinand, heir to the imperial throne. His arrival was meant to demonstrate the power and stability of the empire in a region that had long simmered with political unrest. Crowds gathered along the narrow streets as the Archduke's motorcade prepared to pass through the city. Flags hung from buildings, soldiers stood at attention, and officials waited to greet the royal visitor. Yet beneath the formal ceremony, another group watched the procession with very different intentions. Among them was a young man named Gavrilo Princip. Like several others scattered along the motorcade route, he belonged to a network of nationalist conspirators who opposed Austro-Hungarian rule in the Balkans. They believed that dramatic action might ignite a movement for independence and unite Slavic peoples under their own nation. Earlier that morning, the first attempt had already failed. As the Archduke's open-top car passed through the streets, one of the conspirators hurled a bomb toward the vehicle. The device bounced off the folded roof of the Archduke's car and exploded beneath the following automobile, injuring several officers but leaving the Archduke and his wife unharmed. Shock rippled through the crowd. Yet despite the attack, the royal visit continued. The Archduke insisted on proceeding to the city hall as planned, where officials attempted to restore a sense of calm after the dramatic incident. But events were already spiraling beyond anyone's control. After leaving the city hall, the Archduke decided to visit the wounded officers who had been injured in the earlier explosion. The driver of the royal vehicle began navigating through Sarajevo's streets toward the hospital. At one intersection, however, confusion over the route caused the car to slow and briefly stop. Standing nearby on the sidewalk was Gavrilo Princip. Moments earlier, he had believed the opportunity for action had vanished. Now, suddenly, the Archduke's car was only a few feet away. Princip stepped forward, drew a pistol, and fired 2 shots. The bullets struck both the Archduke and his wife, Sophie, Duchess of Hohenberg. Within minutes, both were mortally wounded. Witnesses watched in horror as the royal couple slumped inside the automobile while the motorcade rushed toward the governor's residence. News of the assassination spread rapidly across Europe. At first, it seemed like another violent episode in the turbulent politics of the Balkans. But within days, the killing set off a chain reaction among Europe's powerful empires. Governments exchanged accusations and ultimatums. Diplomatic alliances that had been quietly building for decades suddenly came into play. The Austro-Hungarian government blamed neighboring Serbia for supporting nationalist groups involved in the plot. On July 28, 1914, the empire declared war on Serbia. Within weeks, the conflict expanded far beyond the Balkans. Russia mobilized its armies to defend Serbia. Germany declared war on Russia and its ally France. Soon Britain joined the conflict as well. What began as a single assassination in a Sarajevo street rapidly transformed into a global war involving dozens of nations. The conflict that followed would become one of the most devastating wars in human history. Over the next 4 years, millions of soldiers and civilians would lose their lives across battlefields stretching from Europe to the Middle East and beyond. Empires collapsed, borders were redrawn, and the political landscape of the world changed forever. Historians often debate whether the assassination alone caused the war or whether deeper political tensions had already made conflict inevitable. But few events in history have triggered such immediate and far-reaching consequences. The gunshots fired in Sarajevo on that June morning echoed far beyond the city's narrow streets. They ignited a chain of events that reshaped the 20th century and left a legacy that still influences global politics today. In the end, the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand stands as a stark reminder of how a single moment, one decision, one act of violence can alter the course of history for generations.